Dr. N.K. Venkataramana, founder and director of neurosciences, Brains Super Speciality Hospitals. This program is essentially to understand the marvelous organ within us, which is situated in the head, called brain. Human beings have attained a special position in this universe purely because of the evolution of one single organ, that is the brain. Brain is a crown jewel in creation as well as in evolution. Now, if you look at the thousands of billions of years, the nervous system has evolved from a single cell. There are organisms without a specific nervous control or nervous system. From that origin, we now have a very complex organ called brain. Now, lot of debate is still going on about the way the brain functions. Essentially, it has grown from a single level to a multicellular complex organ with a very specific functions, of which the most complex and the most important functions that human being has compared to all other living species in this universe is, number one is the thinking, number two is speaking. Now, how this simple organ can think for us and create innumerable number of thoughts, imaginations, explanations, stories, from there a beautiful way of explanations, expressions in terms of speech is something phenomenal and is very difficult to understand. Now, the third complex, which is a problem for most of the sciences, is the problem of consciousness. Now, how we are all working as a conscious beings in this world is because of the brain and the presence of the consciousness. Now, the controversy is that the brain works in the consciousness is the accepted phenomenon, whereas brain activity itself is responsible for the consciousness is another point of view. So, the quantum physicists, mathematicians, spiritual scientists, spiritual masters, bioscientists, neuroscientists, neurosurgeons were all debating on this issue, fundamentally how brain is able to work. But as a neurosurgeon, we have the opportunity to work with this organ and look at it, feel it, explore it and study it in detail, not only in physical form but also during surgeries. And today we have a phenomenal ways of assessing the brain function. Now, we can study the blood flow to the brain, we can study the metabolism of the brain, we can study the oxygen utilization of the brain, we can study the electrical activity of the brain, we can study the proteins inside the brain, we can study the neurohumoral activities of the brain, we can also study the thought processes, how it is evolving and how the consciousness and its relations and the mind science is growing with this. It is very complex. The structure of the brain itself is so complex. Each area works independently, but at the same time coherently and collectively. So, this is the beauty of the brain. Each cell has a distinct connection to a part of the body. Each part has got a distinct function to perform inside the body, but all the areas, all the cells will connect together. The amount of communication that happens from cell to cell, minute to minute is amazing. The concept of brain wellness is that we think that we know about ourselves very well. In fact, when you even eat something, we have the option of eating when we feel hungry. The sensation of hunger comes from the brain itself. When to eat will come from the brain itself. What to eat comes from the brain itself. How much to eat also comes from the brain itself. The so called appetite getting pinched, feeling satiety, all the feelings all coming from the brain. But if the food is good, the choice of the food is also is decided by the brain itself, according to your nature of the taste, attitude, aptitude, you will choose such food. But once it crosses the tongue, you have no control on whatsoever you have eaten. After that, breaking that into minute molecules, into several parts, identifying the important nutritional ones, absorbing them, throwing out the remaining ones. The products that are absorbed will be carried to different parts of the respective areas of the body, and it will be utilized to make the distinctive, definitive proteins or the energy molecules within the body. The entire process is so complex that everything is being done by one single organ, it is the brain. Now, the life we sustain, because the life sustenance requires a lot of things: viability, sustainability, movability, and detecting the dangers, escaping the dangers, sustaining the activity of the life through constant energy mechanisms always come from the brain. Now, these calculations we ourselves do not know, and there is something called biological rhythms that happens, what has to happen in the morning, in the noon, in the evening, at night, and depending on the weekly cycles, monthly cycles, and the yearly cycles. So, the regular activity that is required for the body is continuously being prepared, monitored, and qualitatively maintained. So, this is the most important function of the brain in a nutshell. Though it looks very simple, it is a very, very complex. In fact, everything what you see in this universe, what around us, is built in within. So, we will continue this topic as the brain wellness, that one need to understand such a marvelous, unfathomable organ, so that we can make use of this in our lifetime to the best extent possible.